We're coming to the Chadish. It's Rabbeinu, searching first lesson, first Torah, Likutei Moharan, searching for the first time to understand what the Rebbe teaches us, hear what the Rebbe has to say, in a way that we want to do it. We want to be freshen up and get down to work, try to do this. First Torah, Likutei Moharan, one today, stands on Torah and the words Ashrei Tmimei Derech Ha'olchim B'Toras Hashem Posek in Tehillim, which means you go with Torah. That's the lesson we're going to learn, that through the smother or the shmir of always running to learn Torah and watching your day to be connected with Torah in the way you can, as we will understand that. There is a way you can do it. You will come to your fulfilled person, a person with fulfillment completely. The person who is fulfilled is a person that has an understanding, has a chochmah kedusha, a different way to look at life and look at everything. As we will say, this is called looking at the seichel sheb'chol davar and finding the chein of kedusha. Ashrei, tmimei derech, the oisha, the greatness of the way of Elach Yidden do it. The way the Elach Yidden, he lives a good life, he succeeds. It's a different story. It's what the Torah gives you. You become a different person. That oisha, with that greatness, it's close to you. You can get it. How did he get it? He's a big tzaddik. Can I do it too? God says, yeah. The ashrei tmimei, the oisha of the tmimei derech, is ha'ochem Toras Hashem. You just connect with Torah. This is what I'm teaching over here. You're going to be different. Yeah. Okay. So now the Rebbe starts with that. I want you to know. When the Rebbe starts, he says he wants you to know. Oh, there's a special word in that he says da. And we have a remez or mikubel that's like lightning from a very high place. But I'll go down and just be plain. If my Rebbe says, I want you to know this, you know. Mm-hmm. So I gotta listen. And there's something that he says over here which is in da. It's something that you have to know and remember. And if anybody else says it's different, just take care. You're learning something? Da. I want you to know this. Don't get mixed up. Da. So it says, on the Torah, through Torah. Through that, you'll get to the level that your tefillah will be as it should be. Skabelim ha-tefillah. And all the bekoshes, and the mevakshim and mispalim, and all the prayers that we are praying and asking for will be miskabel. Also, the Chein and the Chashivas of Yisrael, this Aleph and Yisrael, the charm, the Chashivas of the Chein, is this Aleph. It comes up. There's a charm of Kedusha in the world. And when it's right, it gets higher and higher. If they call me that this Chein makes difference in anything you need. Bein begashmi, bein beruchni. Hein beruchni, hein begashmi. In ruchnis, this Chein is going to help you, and a gashmis is going to help you. So we'll just go back to understand. The Rebbe talks over here about what you have to become to Torah. We'll just make a point here that the question is, what kind of Torah does he mean? Does he mean learning all day? Does he mean Ian? Does he mean B'kiyas? He's talking about learning Chumash, Mishnah, Gemara, Halach, Torah, Kabbalah. What he's talking about? He's talking about doing it full time, or he's talking about every limit. There's also a question. Just get a question here. Well, we learn Torah just because we have to learn Torah. It's a mitzvah. It's the biggest mitzvah. We don't have to think about anything to get to anything. Why does it say that through the Torah you reserve to something? Okay, let's get the point. What the Rebbe means over here is this is called learning the right way. Because if you learn just for nothing, it's not Torah Lishma. It's not what Torah is meant to. Torah is meant to get you close to Hashem. This is what the Rebbe is saying, that the Hakal Torah, you will be close to Hashem. Well, and what the Rebbe talks about here in the Skabelim ha-tefillas, we can ask, okay, so there's a way that my tefillas are going to fly up. What does that mean, right? It's everything. So what am I? So a big tzaddik, a big rebbe. People come to me, ask me to let's fill it. I will explain further on that the rebbe reminds 4 levels over here. He reminds the words in Kabbalah Tefillah 4 times. What does he do? Because he's talking about levels of Kabbalah Tefillah. Well, that will also answer why there's a kefil of the lashon. Tefillah and bekoshes. Why does he say 2 lashonos? And not only that, he says it again. And why does he turn it back and forth? We're just asking the questions out. Later on, we won't put questions, we'll say the answers, and everything will be understood. Now, he says the in of the Chein and Chashivas. Chein is like a charm, Chashivas is Chashiv, right? What does that mean? Does that mean I go into the police, to the governor, to the marshal, and say, hey, you know what? And they'll listen and he say, or your friend maybe, go, what does it mean? Or is he talking about something ruchni here? But after explain that, that's the main point of this Torah. If you don't get that thing of what Chein means over here, right? We couldn't understand the whole Torah. So we just stopped to stand on this point. But as a whole, we got the picture, right? The Rebbe says there's 3 things in the world. There's Torah, there's Tefillah, and there's a Salas Chein. So let's just get it straight. What do we know? We're Am Hashem, Am Soilim, as Yisrael Am V'Av, Hashem loves us. He gave us a way to connect with Him, which is the Knei to connect, Torah, Tefillah. Those 2 are the ways we know. The Rebbe teaches us is the 3rd way here, which is the Seichel of Kedusha, which connects to the Yin of the Chein, as we will learn. These are the 3 pillars of our being, our connection to life. And this is what makes your day a different kind of day. It's not just an empty day, it's not a day of business, it's not a day of this work. It covers your whole being. The Torah you learn changes you. The Tefillah, you go into a life, a way of connection to Hashem, when you talk to Hashem. You're not alone anymore. You feel the condition of the Tefillah. And you're always looking at the truth, understand how Hashem is with me. You're always busy. You always have peace of mind. You always have happiness. Here, these are the 3 pillars of life. Serve Hashem all the time with Chein, Salas Chein, through Torah, which brings the Tefillah. You learn Torah with the kavanah to get to, I should be able to daven, I should be able to keep my understanding, my mind, which is the Salas Chein. As we carry on, there's a beer over here. He explains what this inyan of Salas Chein is. We always say, Bavin Rabim. Yeah, Rebbe doesn't remind such a lesson just once, another place. Interesting why he does it here, very interesting. The true Chein is to fall down. And not only did the true Chein, the true charm fall down, but the Goyim have the Chein. Big cities, called here, Altila, B'nai, money, university, a lot of big stuff. It's all rubbish, but it looks big. And we're poor. So our Chein fell through. What does it mean over here? You have to understand. Is it something begashmi? So that's why we need a goyim, we need Chein by the goyim? Is that what he's saying? Or is something else he's teaching here? Okay, we're going to have to stand on that point. Whatever it is, the Torah you're learning has the power to change it all. It can bring you into attachment to a power which is unbelievable. And you have a Chein, charm of Kedusha, which whatever it is, it helps Baruchni, and it changes Begashmi also. And this is the way you're going to succeed in everything you need. Well, everybody interested? Is you interested already? Yeah. Okay, so we got you. So he explains that Torah Nikra Yeles Ahuvim v'Yalas Chein. We find a few times Rebbe Melech calls the Torah Chein. And the Rebbe stands on this pasuk, Ayeles Ahovim ve'Yalas Chein, Shema L'Chein Elamdeo. This pasuk is explained, more in Erevin. that the Torah has a curse to be malachein alum deo, which of means that a Talmid Chacham usually is poor. He's like, doesn't dress up normal so much. That's all. He's not a person that looks so, a young guy, he's still, he looks not in a way that he has a charm. He looks, street aside, So the Torah gives you a chein. So malachein alum deo, people, they don't honor him, they don't have no look up at him. So he can't get along in his daily life, which means that means in a plain way, right? That's the plain explanation over here. So the Torah does say chein. The Gemara says Rabbi Shulchan Levi over there, because the pasuk says after that, it will always make you yarvucha, you're not thirsty anymore. It'll fill your thirst. You're going crazy in the Torah. You just lose yourself. And Rabbi Shulchan Levi was learning, and he just was stuck in the Torah. And if he got his some beggar, and if he was up in the high parts of the city, and this was a low part of the city, was you forget yourself. So there the Gemara says attached to the pasuk that the Torah is malachein on a person. The plain attached to the pasuk is we're talking about some kind of animal, a deer, and something like that. There's another name for the other one. A doe and a deer. Ayala and Ayala. Yael. Yael is a chaya. It's a very nice animal. Sometimes they are, right? And they have a teva that they go to, and they hold on different than they look pigeons. They don't change partners. They get a friend, they stick with the friend. So and they have a little chein. And the Gemara says that this chein means something. There's an explanation to Zohar on a deeper level, which we'll go into right away and explain why the Rebbe brings this pasuk, many pasukim which say in a much clearer way that the Torah makes big chein. And right. And through this, that we learn Torah, and there is Allah Sachein. Now we're going back, right? So he's now starting from the end. Through Torah, before it says Torah, Tefillah, and Salas HaSeichel, right? And Chein, right? Now he says, through that, the Chein is going to be picked up through Torah, right? So that, you're going to be able to daven good. Right. So if we want to understand, so this we explained the basics of understanding what's going on here, right? And we just have to remind what it says further on right away. Somebody wants to be an Ish Israeli person, goes with Darga is changing, he's getting closer to Hashem. He really means it, he enjoys the davening, got to understand the deepness of it, more with Tosfos, Rambam, says, hey, this is great. Okay, so why don't you go into it really, become a person that lives a spiritual life and finds a way to be Davak Hashem in the plain life. Go into it, you will find it, which is that the person has to look in the seichel of everything, how it's a mitzvah, how you're doing Ratzon Hashem. You're doing everything in a mitzvah, you don't do an avera, you don't do something wrong. Everything you want to be a little, more b'kedushin or closer to Hashem, right? Always look at the seichel of everything, and there are deeper ways of looking at seichel. And the Rebbe explains over here further on, this looking at seichel is merumaz and ches, because you're connecting with the chiyas of the thing. So the Rebbe says, what are you going to do if you can't connect with the chiyas of this thing? Sometimes you can't, many times. It's no problem. You have the nun. The nun is the yin of the tzimtzum. He doesn't explain lengthily what the tzimtzum is. It says P'nas Malchus, it's P'nas Levana, it's like the moon which gets from the sun. But we're going to understand what it does mean. But the plain lesson he says over here, that there's such a thing as Chein, Chesna. So this thing of looking at the Seichel Shebachol Davar, right, has in it Ches and Nun, right? So that's the main thing to know how is the beginning of the Torah connected with says further. This is something we usually lose out on. We don't understand what is in the beginning. It starts about Chein, which is Nisala. Later, he doesn't talk about this Chein as Nisala. He tells us this Chein is a very big oyer, and something you can't get it. You got to get it through Nun. So we're going to have to get that point out to understand it, right? So what we're learning right now, we're trying to understand this Torah from the Torah itself in a way, from what it says further, and we're trying to understand it from the inyanim that come out, how the Torah gets together, skasha, ties together, and from the touch and the things that the Rebbe brings out, understanding what this is all about. But we learn something that through Torah you get the Tefillah, and through Tefillah you get the Masala Chein, right? Because the Torah is Yalas Chein, and you have to, Ish Israeli has to be a person which is enlightened with some kind of light of pnimius, of looking at the seichel of everything. Everybody looks at the seichel, look at the seichel of halacha, of musar, of ehrlichkeit, but you can look deeper and deeper in pnimius. But it's not something you can really hold on all the time. There's no problem. There's a way to hold it on with the nun. Well, he doesn't explain. We have to understand what that is. So now we don't know what to do yet, right? What does it mean? What are we supposed to do? We know we have to learn Torah, right? We know the Rebbe says, the Tefillah is a gabi mekubal. Yeah, but I feel very far from prayer. Our Torah is so good, you know? Now my spoilers isn't so good, right? And my Torah also isn't so good. What does that mean? How can I learn it this way? And then what is this idea of being ma'ala the Chein? What is it? And what is it connected with the thing called okay, so now we have to give an outline of what this whole Torah is about. What's Rebbe going to teach us in this lesson? And what Rebbe really does usually, he's taking some things that are already known in the world, and he's opening it up and he's bringing it to you. It's the Rebbe's wonder. And he explains things that you want to get to, but you don't know how to. So I'll tell you how to do it. So in this lesson, this Torah, Rebbe is teaching us how to get to a thing called Tefillah. How do you have a life of Tefillah? How do you go into Tefillah? Tefillah is like a wheel, you know? It's like it starts something saying, Hashem, oh, you helped me, thank you so much, I'm so happy. Something you have, Baruch Hashem, Panasa, children, something moved in life. But that brings you after that to pray. It brings you to pray with your heart, which is a bakosha, praying on a thing that you need. It's called a bakosha. Tefillah is usually called just Tefillah Hamasadoros of Idam Shachar ben Hamar. Tefillah is Shiur Zishbachas, as we'll explain soon. So, can we go into this kind of life at all? Look at different of Tefillah. How do we get into it? Okay, can we go into a life of knowing what Chein is? In this lesson, the Rebbe says there's such a thing called the Salas Chein. There's such a thing as looking at Pnimius HaSeichel. Okay, first thing, can you explain what this thing of Chein is all about? I want to do it. I want to get it. What is it about? I'm not a politician. I'm not an asker. Do I need it? You know, it's all about Ishtadlus, right? So do I need Ishtadlus? What is it about by me? So this is what we have to, Rebbe teaches us, right? This Chein is the beginning of everything. It's the beginning of Emunah, it's the beginning of going into Seichel. This is the thing you really have to pick up. It falls down, you have to pick it up. If you pick up this Chein, right? You pick up this Chein, you're going to be close to Hashem. You're going to come to later understand what looking in depth, what Chassidus is about, what these ideas of the Likutei Moharan is about. How do you live in it and look at the world different? How do you accept these things that Tzaddikim are teaching us and look at the world, look at your life, look at everything you do in a different way? It's all standing on this thing that you know how to pick up the Chein that falls down. Now, so we addressed Chein, we have to know what it is. We addressed Tefillah, we have to know what it is. Well, by the way, if you notice, it starts in the beginning, all the Tefillah, Skabel, and Kol HaTefillahs. And then he says again, the Skabel, the Zen is Skabel, Kol HaTefillahs. Why does he say it twice? And then it says again later on, the Zen is Skabel, Kol HaTefillahs. Those you see in the beginning, you see right at the beginning 3 times there, really it's more times there. No, it's 2 times there. It's 5 times really. Wait, why didn't you talk this again? I still don't know what it is, you know. Am I supposed to think that my tefillas are going to be mekubal? I think Gemara says about farish that if a person thinks it's a person's techeles mimashluchu mashcha slave. A person looks down, your heart is going to break up completely. Why didn't it happen? Whenever we talk on Hashem, we pray, and Hashem listens. We show He listens. Is it niskabel? So what does niskabel mean? We have to get back to the first point, which is through the Torah. So what kind of living Torah? I should be a ben yeshiva. I should be a Yerushalmi. There's nothing in his life, just Torah. What are we supposed to do? Is this all the Torah? Or is it something that I can really do? Is it Ian? Is it Bekiyas? Is it Chumash? Is it Gemara? Is it Tanakh? Gemara has charm. Is it Bekiyas? What is it? So what do you mean how Torah? How do I get that Torah should help me? Yes, we'll start to understand, get into this Torah from the point of Tefillah, first thing. Because really, if we want the Chein should pick up, we want to pick up the Chein B'Kedusha, that's the point here. We need Tefillah all the time. Without Tefillah, without Tefillah, the Torah you learn, still, it doesn't get into you to change your life. Torah and Tefillah. Torah is supposed to be Tefillah. Tefillah refreshes your learning. Learning Torah, you connect with the Eibishter. Your neshama connects to the very light of Chochmah, the Kedusha. You connect with Chochmah, but that light has to be in a higher voltage. It has to be a little bit click that you get the connection with the Eibishter. In Tefillah, which is Tefillah B'Dor Hashem, in a private way, which is in davening, talking about Hashem made it's Oyev V'Chosach. Emunah Kazos to Yisad of Mitzrayim, seeing the greatness of Hashem, all the tefillahs, how everything connects with Hashem. Well, in tefillah, that's where the Torah goes in, and that's where it becomes Chein. So really, this is the connection of those three pillars of Yiddishkeit. The three pillars of Yiddishkeit in my life is what am I going to do right now? What does the Rebbe want for my life? He wants you to live a life of tefillah. Life which connects with the Eibishter, and look at the Pnimis, be close to Eibishter, and you're going to get that through your learning. And he does teach later on the limit in the Torah here, he means to the Torah b'koyach, which means whatever you do, just b'koyach, you force yourself to learn something even if it isn't complete. And you have koyach also, you can koyach understanding. Because the point is that whatever you're learning in any learning helps for something. It helps. There are different kinds of seichel in the world. This one helps. This kind of seichel, like how much Rashi's make gets you connected with Eibush. Mishnah, it's like opens up one point. Learning deeper that Gemara opens your head completely. You wake up. Learning Bekiyas, you connect with the condition of the Torah. Learning Zohar, you see the light. You learn Rabbeinu Baal Shem Tov, you start to see what it's all about. So everyone does something. Now every learning, a few minutes, can change that. Just because have a shiur, a few minutes means what you can. Like with the weight of the shiur that you can make. Stop your business. I'm going to take 20 minutes off, learn something. Now you should morning, at night, you have a shiur, a person in Torah, put yourself into Torah, learn it for a few hours, and see that the Torah should get you close to Eibishter. That's the idea. Rebbe says, Alidei Torah isn't just saying Alidei Torah is in Skabla Matfilis. You're going to get a bonus. The Eibishter's going to listen to you. He says through the Torah, you have to learn Torah to come to Tefillah. That's the idea here. That is the idea. Now, we have to get down to understanding what is Tefillah says. Ian of Torah, the Rebbe explains here, on the beginning of this, the left omid over here, we'll get to that later, right? We're starting the understanding of Tefillah, which opens up over here. We're starting to understand the base of what it says over here a few times in Skabla Matfilis, which we can't understand, and every time he says something else. Because later he explains that the Kabbalah Tefillah is through this Tachlis HaCheiches behold over, which is Chein, Chesnon. Does he mean that Chein right here in the beginning? Good question. It's not the same thing at all. Later it's being a person that's looks into Pnimis, looks into Kedusha, as an eye, sees the Pnimis, the Kus, everything. Over here in the beginning he's talking about something else. Does it mean that? Okay, so we're going to start right now with the first thing, what he brought at the beginning about Tefillah, what Tefillah is all about. And we have that question that we ask. I'm going to get down to the answer just, right? The question was asked really. What does it mean when he says twice, Tefillah Savakashas? What does Tefillah Savakashas mean? The Tefillah, what is the two things? Okay, so we have a Gemara, Mishas Brachos. The Shmoya al Arina v'la Tefillah. So the Gemara says, the Shmoya al Arina v'la Tefillah. Shmoya al Arina v'la Tefillah. Arina is a Tefillah. Tefillah is a Bakosha. Mashal explains that when Chazal mind only Tefillah, it means both. It means Tefillah and Bakosha. Tefillah means Shiur Shbachos. Bakosha means I have private question. I say, is there a Bakosha? Is it one?
Request.
Request. I have a request. I'm asking for something. I'm begging you for something. When it says Shula Shyness, it means two different things. It means the Shmoya ala Rina v'ala Tefillah. The Rebbe hears our Rina, our Torah, which is called Tefillah, and the Bakosha. And the Tefillah means the Bakosha. He hears these both. Okay, so we know now what it means, right? That when the Rebbe's Lashon, he says the Skabla Tefillah of Bakoshas, he wants to show us something. He wants to show you, I mean two things. I mean those two. So okay, so we can right away ask a question. Well, I can understand that my request, my bakosha, I need it to be a Kabbalah, I need it. Right? There's always a question on Kabbalah Tefillah. I mean, you never finish, you know. So I'm begging for Mashiach, and so one of every help, right? And I'm begging to be a, very rich person. Now it'll, so when's that going to happen? So the Tefillah is always, it doesn't happen right away, but everything happens. Hashem takes it in, right? And the person doesn't really see that he was helped. But he was helped, everything. So what is it? So if you say, Rabbi, on Bakoshes, you understand a person can be answered. How can a person be answered on Tefillah? What is the answer about? What's the answer about? Okay. So we have to understand, why does he remind of all the shyness? Just why do we need to separate this thing? Okay, my Tefillah should be Bakosh. Will be Mekubal. Whatever it is, it's going to be Mekubal. Why did he have to split it? Then why did he say it twice? Then why did he have to turn it over? In the beginning, his first Tefillah, the second time is Bakoshas before. What do you have to do? Okay, so if you just concentrate on that, and you have to concentrate, I need to answer. What do you say? 5 levels of Tefillah, 3 times the words. Ali dezenis kablim at and we have the main question. I mean, what are we? Am I the guy that has to say, Ben Shalom, I want you to give me the thing. I know you're going to listen to my prayers. And nobody does that. So some people do, but, I'm probably maybe they're on that level. But it's not nice. That's not the way it's supposed to be. And it's supposed to be niggas Tefillah that way. So what does he mean? So we're not going to just say, okay, yeah, Tefillah should be Mekubal. I do believe that is true. I believe it's going to be cool. But are there any steps where that should be done? Is there anything that the Rebbe talks about that when you lose out and say that there are a few steps how to get there? And that's the point. That's why he starts in this way to say Tula Shyness, and he flips it back and forth and understand what he means in the beginning. That later you'll understand what he means later, and you'll understand that these are the levels. These are levels of which you become closer and closer to Hashem, and that's the way the Tefillah becomes a complete Tefillah. The levels we will learn over here, the first level, which we're going to explain over here, is the level of entering that realm of Kedusha. Get into it, which is a word of always thanking Hashem. And knowing the being of Hashem, knowing that He's here already. He's looking at me, You can understand, look at the guy who's looking at you, huh? Somebody's looking at me, huh? It's Hashem. Oh, and it's not a person, it's Hashem. And he's Bali Chesed, but he's looking at us. So we talk to him. Why don't you talk to him? Let's talk to him. He asks you to talk. He says, they serve me. The Rambam says, what does that mean? More himself, his time is not bad. Avodah is talk to Hashem. That's the Tefillah they rise. What's about the davening Shachris, Marif? No, it's so beautiful. We have to get into that realm. Huh? And really, this ram is it's a wheel. Here you cry to Hashem. Here you thank it. It's a thing. You thank, you ask, you're answered, you see, you thank, you ask more. It's like, this is a way of life. No, it's like chakras, Menachem, Marav, Chasois. It's like a whole wheel like this. Okay, so now we get this whole thing. Why does the Rebbe remind you still of shyness? Because he wants you to wake up to understand. What does it mean that become a skabel God tefillas? What does that mean? Skabel God tefillas mean that you will see that your tefillas are connected. There's this skabel by Hashem he listens to. You're going to feel the kedusha of tefillah. When a person goes into the tefillah, and he sees the beginning of far from tefillah. We can't get into tefillah because he doesn't feel connected to the Eibusha through that. He didn't see his Shiur. He didn't see. He doesn't have it. Mispal. He's like outside. How does he break in? Well, it happens like that, exactly like that. You have a problem. You cry to Hashem. You ask him, and through that later, you see that Hashem did answer you. Now, this is something you have to see because the whole thing never happens. When you're mispahol, you have the kedusha, the schus. Start saying, Hashem did help you. You start to see it, you notice it, and you have the pleasure. So, the Tana group saying, wow, Hashem did help me. And look, hey, how did I bump into this guy? And the whole thing wasn't good. Okay, I didn't get the whole thing, but so you have the schus to see that you were answered. Right? Then, okay, so you take his prayer, you start saying, or you start thanking Hashem in your davening, in your benching, in Shachar, start feeling Hashem, right? Well, after that, what happens, right? You see more that you were helped. Ruchnis is connected to the Eibusha. Now, here comes the whole point that the Shmoya, Elarina Tefillah says to the shyness, which means Teidah and Bakosha. Okay, Bakosha, I understand, it has to be answered. But what is the answer about Tefillah? Now, well, this is one of these siders of Chassidus, that Tefillah, the main thing is connected to the Eibusha. The Shmiya's Bakosha's Tefillah is that you broke through the Gehenna you're living at, you broke through the Hastorah, and you feel the Kedusha of those words, a world of closest to Hashem, Year, whatever it's in davening, whatever is the way you break in. This is Kabbalah Tefillah in the of Rina, of Tefillah, of Shmiras Ishbachas, Brachas Vedas, and all the Tefillahs Hamasadoris, Brachas, which is just get to connect to Hashem. If it's not Makobel, you're not connected. You're down without time, you say, no, you feel anything. You're still in the Klippus. The Tefillah didn't pick you out of the Klippus. Malchus the Kedusha didn't pick up and you're closed. Now, Tefillah means Malchus the Kedusha. Remember that point, because that is the ending of Ayala Sahod Me'al. That's the Malchus. This is the way we go into Malchus the Kedusha. So there is like two kinds of Bakoshas which have to be answered. Tefillah and Bakosha. Tefillah is the Dveikus closest to Hashem, which is davening. And then there's the thing you're asking for. It has to be answered. And answered means the same thing you see in the Yan of Tefillah. Like in the Yan of Tefillah, the answer means, I got it. Because it's the same thing. Kabbalah Tefillah means you know that your Tefillah was. You know that Hashem did help. Well, Hashem, I found this happened, that happened. Wake up. Don't be so bitter. Don't be so angry. Got it. Through this, what happens through this? Well, through that, this changes your life, as we all know. Every Breslev season, we all know. You're out of this spoilers. Look, this week you go back into the spoilers. This changed my life. I'm connected with Hashem. It changed my whole day. In the morning, I have this tefillah, and I'm fresh. I have my spoilers. I get out of my Yeridis. I get to Yerushalayim. I get into Torah. And I see Hashem is helping me. I see the word. No Torah, I see the word. Okay. So now you have to, that's the idea of the first level, which is the beginning. I was at Torah. When we learn Torah to get into Tefillah, we learn Torah because I want to be close to Hashem to Tefillah, right? So really the Torah you're learning is connected with, the Tefillah is connected to Torah. So it brings in Seichel. The Torah, the oil of the Torah comes into you. And this gives you an understanding, and this is called Kabbalah Tefillah, the first level. Now, with this, we can understand the Lashon of the Rebbe, why he says Tefillah is bakashis. You should open your mind. It's, I mean two things over here. And then he turns it over and says bakashis is action respalda, because that's what we're talking about. First, is Tefillah, you thank for something, then you get the power to ask for something. Have you ask for something that you get the power to respalda, to say Torah, right? Now, the Rebbe is also turning it over back and forth because this is exactly the way it goes. It's like a wheel. So we got the idea? Okay, so now that we understand what is Torah supposed to bring us to get into Tefillah. That's what's called Miskabel Tefillah, right? Further on in the Torah, right, we will learn that the next level is that when you pick up the Chein, the Kedusha, Miskabel Tefillah. First level is the Torah is Miskabel. Second level, if you pick up the Chein, the Kedusha, through that, Miskabel Tefillah in a second way. The second way is that you're going to be able to go into the Seichel de Kedusha, and through the Seichel de Kedusha, you're going to be able to be close to Hashem, and your tefillahs are closer, which means that you feel Hashem with your down, because you know that Hashem is. We'll learn out further on, whatever I have to elaborate on that. Then there's the next level. Through that you're close to Hashem, you're going to have different words of tefillah. You're going to be able to mischana. You're going to have divrei chein. You're going to be able to have his burdens. You're going to be able to have down with kavanah. That's the next way you're going to be miskabel, right? Right? And then the next way, then is the thing that your tefillah is going to be like that you're taking Hashem's rutzen from this world and you ask exactly what he wants. So it's the chesron of Hashem. It's like, and that makes P'chinas nachas, tov. Tov means midas harachman. Tefillah is our oile, v'skabolas tefillah b'shleimus is in metzach halutzen, which is tov is in the inyan of Avtich Yoimen, as we'll understand what it is. The Mahor Hazor. It means the midas of Rachamim, which is Metzach HaRotzim and Just over here. There's two levels in that, as we'll see later. So we have 5 levels of Kabbalah Tefillah. And that's where it goes. But first you get into find your life, find a different kind of life. Even if you're a busy guy, you're fine. A little Torah. Gets you into Tefillah. I'm learning Torah and Tefillah. Then you have to pick up the Chein. Right? That Chein will become a little seichel, so you really dovek and Hashem. It's a different kind of tefillah. That brings you to know how to talk and tachanonim. That way you are l'ratzon bein Hashem. You have a charm in Hashem's eyes. So he's miskabel your tefillah. School clippers fall away, and Hashem wants to give you right. This is the way that you have tefillah. That's tzaddikim hold by that b'shleimus. That's why the tefillah is miskabel b'shleimus. We're like in the middle of these things, and we get closer and closer. And Hashem also listens to our tefillahs, but the inyan of Kabbalah tefillahs in the plain understanding is in the end. That's why it says 4 or 5 times. And here the Rebbe teaches us lessons of how we go into tefillah and how we get better and better, which is very important for us. If you're talking about your tefillah, if you want to be Kabbalah, it's one point, but the main point is how tefillah is going to get better and how you're going to connect more. And how you're going to be able to really get into Tefillah, have his bodies, which is getting back to the first thing. That how do we go to the Miskabel Tefillah? That's you're going to understand. When it calls the Miskabel Tefillah in the beginning, even it's only just going into Tefillah. It's through the Miskabel, right? You feel the Miskabel, but no, because everything happens through that. That's why the first thing is also Miskabel. Everything changes. You're going to get to Kabbalah Tefillah in your way completely. Okay, so we have the first point of truth, right? And we learn this from the Torah inside. About that, he says later, he reminds us, I explain later what I mean. Now let's do the same thing about So, if you look at this as inyan of Ishtadlus, there's no way to understand the Chesha, what's going on. What is the meaning of the Salas Achei V'Chshivas? So let's get the point. The point is that Rebbe explains, now the Chein fell. And the Chein is by the Goyim, and we have to be malded. What does he mean? Does that mean also that that's why we have to be Askanim? You know, run for the assembly, something else? What does it mean? Over here, you understand. And why the Rebbe says we're going to say no rabbin? What does it mean? Now we get the whole picture. The picture is very easy like that. So we have to start a shmooze about what the Chein, we'll explain what the Chein is. What does this Aleph Chein mean? What does it mean? Okay, so where's the point of the beginning of Kedusha? We're in a world of Leidikate, we're busy with work, and it's a world of secular, no? World of relevance, right? Okay. And every time you go to wake up, get back to yourself, right? What am I here for? What am I learning? What does Rabbeinu teach me? Well, so the first thing Rabbeinu knows, so you know. I got emunah in Hashem. I have emunah. Right? Now, Baruch Hashem, I eat kosher. I'm sleeping kosher every time. Baruch Hashem, I watch myself on Averis. I like Torah, I go to shul. Everybody feels the Yiddishkeit. You have emunah, right? Okay. So now there's one question. You have emunah, but you apply it. Or is it NA, you know? Non-applicable. Yeah. It's not applicable. So when a person is broken, it's just like that. He has emunah, but somebody doesn't apply it. Doesn't apply it, you know? Person goes to shul and says, hey, go to shul. Person goes to shul like he's a soldier, shliach of the Eibishter, to be mom of the Eibishter. No, he's not such a big goin, he's not just a big chassid of Mekubal, he just has a heart. He's applying the emunah. He's looking at the charm of the mitzvah. Right, I remember this. So that when I shul, just a short story, there was a guy, he was really from Satmar, right? But when he came to America, they sent him to Texas. A lot of people that came from America, they sent him to Texas. Yeah. So he was a farmer, tall guy. He was a farmer, you know, he used to tell me in the morning today it's going to rain for what? He sees, he was right, he really had it. He used to walk to shul 2 miles, go and take a bus, and live between the Goy and lost. You know, like those years back in the 60s, it was like, you know, people still lost, they're coming back. Today, I mean, they moved to New York, they came back, they found out there's a world, you know. He used to come to shul, it was such a simcha. This is the thing he did, he did not learn anything. This was his Yiddishkeit, you know. And this was like a burning like that. And I envied him very much. A small boy, I saw his burning to shul, because he had a chein by him, he had the charm of the mitzvah. Now, when we start how we have emunah in Hashem, we have to apply it. How do you apply it? What is the shiur, how do you say shiur?
Measurement.
Measurement. Did your emunah go into you, do something to you? Or you have emunah, but it's, you know, they call it emunah balev, you know? People don't know why the mitzvahs, it's too hard, all the mitzvahs. You know, people fall down to that crazy. Well, if you don't do that, you don't really have the emunah, it has no charm with you. The charm of the emunah, the chein of the emunah, what I would call that, chein diktus, this is the main thing which the emunah now apply to you. Now, what is this chein all about? The chein is that we're in the nachas by Melech Malchem Lochem HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The chein is I have chein bein Hashem. So you can, that's the chein. Because there really is no chein in the world. But the charm of this world is something which is special. Diamond, gems, you know, money, have taivas, have chein, you know, it's some special liquor, you know, costs $100 or something. Some special clothes, a special car, keys, a telephone, you know, everything is like, this is the chein of this world. Now this is really sheker, chein, that's where we are. And this is what the Rebbe means, the chein now is everybody in the sheker, chein, the hevel, which we shouldn't talk about too much, all but it's all these things of this world. This world is full of things that have a charm, a nice house, money, nice farm, nice garden, you're living nice, everything is good, right? It has such a charm. We'll go get it, but it really has no charm. Now, what about Kedusha? Kedusha is a real charm. The real charm of the world is this Melech Malcham Loch. He's a king. I did nachas ruach for and he loved me for it. What does it mean? I mean, I did nachas ruach for the Melech. I got up right like a lion getting up, and there's all kind of enemies around. Get over Yokim, Karias Nasa, half a hoof, my dad. I'm going to stand up for my Davina Shamayim. So you're wonderful, you're beautiful. So you have a wonderful Chein. Now we're full of this Chein. We have this Chein in the mitzvahs we do. We have a Chein in the emunah we have. And we see this nefesh, we have the Kiyom Torah, for kashrus, for being with Klal Yisrael, for being Kabbalah Torah, for looking for the Rebbe, Tefillah. I'm talking about the slowest level of Chein. There's a higher level of Chein, which is the Chein of Torah, the Chein of a mitzvah. It's like a higher level. There's like many levels. So it's Chein to go up. Now, when the Chein goes up higher and higher, right? What is it? It's the seichel. It's the seichel apanim, everything. Now, so Chein is like the lowest voltage, lowest power of the Kedusha, which woke up. Emunah itself, which is just having, you're not applying it, has a problem. It has no Chein yet. So, I mean, the Emunah which is applied to you, which is already a yichud k'tzarich, so it's ches menun. Because Emunah made you das, you connected with the das. Is a seichel poshet. Chein is the seichel poshet, which changes you. It's on your heart, it grabs you like Chein. Now, what is Chein? Under a child, it grabs you, you can't get away from it. It pulls you. It pulls you like a rope, string, and it begins to string, and it becomes some more of a bigger string, it becomes a big rope, but it gets you, can't get away from it. It pulls you, and people go crazy. That's the nefila Chein begashmi. Some taiva gets you and it pulls you. Really, it's a real shtus. It's a shtus, mamish. But now we need that the Kedusha should pull me, which is I can notice I do have Kedusha. Now we have when it goes into the kind of Kedusha, which is like it's beautiful. People that dress up like Yidden, which is same lo selechu. It's a mitzvah the Torah to dress up like a Yid. Don't change your way. When you don't copy them, they should. You stay with your thing. Every prat you're doing, the Kappa, the Arak, is beautiful. Space, spirit, it's beautiful. A Jewish house, it's full of Chein. Now we have to enjoy the Chein. And that's the point. You're not enjoying it. Like you don't even know you have to pick up that Chein. And you don't get it. Take it for granted. You got to get that Chein, which is like the plain base of Yiddishkeit. It's the charm. It's and it is also the Mashiach. It's two things. It's the charm which gets you, Chein, and being carried away with that. It got you. And this is your emunah, it got you, and it pulls you, and it changes everything. The shirish of the Chein is the Eibishter. Because that's the only Chein that really is Klal Yisrael. The Oversectation, the way why Hashem made the world, the Torah. Connect with the Eibishter. That's the real Chein there is. You know the Chein around. So here's where we start. Now we can understand what Rebbe is talking about. It says, we have to pick up this Chein. Why do we have to pick it up, right? So we're just learning what it says in line 4. Now the Chein fell down. Now Rebbe says two languages here, Chein and Chashivas. Now we can start understanding. It says, now the Chein of the Chashivas, Ha'emiti, it says right over here. Over here it says, Chein v'Chashivas, because this is the true Chein. So we have two things that are true. One is the charm, and the second thing, this is a real chashuv. This is a really chashuvous thing. It's a chashuvous thing. You gotta go to for it. You gotta go to for it. It's the real stuff. It's the real chashivas. Okay, so now, when this Chein falls down, what happens? Other things are choshev. It's choshev. It's choshev for a person to win the war, to food. I don't know how it. Choshev is get a college degree, make some money. It's choshev. You gotta do some work. You do some work, but chashivas is Torah and Tefillah. Yeah. Now the Chein and the chashivas of Klal Yisrael fell down. The Chein of chashivas of Yisrael is etzlam. That means you see something, but then it takes your eyes out and fall. And that's what happens to people that fall away. Bachram, people fall. They fall into something. See, wow, the guy has a nice house. I want that house. I have to do that. Money. Power. Right? Sultan. Now, if you notice over here, Rebbe does us a mishak milim also. He plays with words. He says, by the Chein Amiti, he calls it Chein and Chashivas. And by the Goyim, Etzlam, he says Chashivas and Chein. Why is he doing that? So here we get the point. The point is, our Chashivas is true Chashivas. Torah is Choshev, Tzedakah is Choshev, breaking it to her is Choshev, Simchas HaMitzvahs is Choshev. Chashivas and Chein connect. Chein is the beginning. It's the beginning point. The Chein is supposed to make you Chashivas. Chashivas gives you like a bigger aura of clarity. Very clear. This is really Choshev. This is Rafish. And when you think it's Choshev, it's finished. Chein pulls you. Chashivas says, this is it. It's the emunah with the Chein which becomes a das by a person. It connects. Okay. So we have the real Chein v'chashivas amiti shel Yisrael. Okay. So now we know exactly first thing. We know what the Chein means. Shel Yisrael. It doesn't mean only in shtablers and askanas. It means the being of Yiddishkeit, the Chein of. We're talking about the base of your life, of your Yiddishkeit. Right? You can think about it was only talking about askanas. No, this is the real stuff over here. This is a holding on to seichel in a very plain way. But every day, at all times, all the time, and any time. Right? 7/24. You see, right? I'm always with Hashem because I have a Chein by Hashem. That's what I am. And you connect it. And you get back to the real Chein, real Chashivas. You pick it up. You're always busy picking it up. You're picking yourself up. You're going to be happy. You're going to be extremely happy. You're going to be exorbitant, I say so. Huh?
Absorbent, yeah.
You're right. You're going to go, wow. What for Chein Chashivas? No worries. Nobody's standing in your way. You just laugh the whole thing through. Because this is the real stuff. The other stuff, it's nothing. What do they have? Garnish. And you get it. No, okay. How do they go and work? What is this whole thing called God? They don't have a Torah. They have to give mitzvahs. They really have nothing to be happy about. There's no connection with anything which is of meaning. Now, what do they live off? They live off advertising or personalizing. In other words, for that,
Marketing.
Marketing. Okay, so you market something, it becomes big. Yeah. So you have Marlboro cigarettes. I don't know if the guy's still around. Those signs you used to see big out at the cowboy hat. All right, and everybody's smoking. And years. Wow, so everybody buys cigarettes. It became a chashuv thing. Blowing this. Do you understand that? Someone who doesn't smoke, I don't understand these people. I just can't understand it. I can't. I have no way to understand it. People think whiskey, It's whiskey's house. This whiskey, that whiskey. I don't know what is it. Bitter. I tasted it. Some ethanol, 95%. I understand. That's good stuff. It clears your throat. That's what they used to drink in Russia. I mean, they used to use it for medicine. Back in the winter, you had to drink some to get yourself. But what is this? Now they don't do it only to something like that. They do it to all kinds of meats and all kinds of wines, right? It's heard of Tavasachil, it's heard of Gnevik, Zayler, murdering. It's all these things. What stands for being a what we're different. We can't even recognize who we are, but we're different. And why? They live from marketing. Somebody brainwashes you. There, with Zoris is a big brainwash. The whole thing is a big brainwash. It says, but what? When it is, they have the money, they have the universities, and all kinds of their goyish things, and they make fun. It's nothing really, and they know it's nothing. It's so full of power always. It's a shaker because all their monas tefillas. This guy has a moon with Zer. This guy has a moon in atheism. This guy has a moon in being woke, or what it is. Actually, being crazy. The hippie used to be. So it's crazy, like everybody has. Now, they make a whole thing out of it. The whole thing, why there's Tavis near for the world is because they make it. They say there's something in it. Or else people get it. What is it? It's nothing. Tavis Achir, they just say that. But the person has the way in his head that the thing is for this, and this is for this. It's no. But the world brainwashes you, and you go along with it with your own feelings because you feel it, right? It's like a goyish thing, really. But if you put a little seichel into it, you'll get out of it. So the problem is, we don't know how to get that seichel, because you want a seichel at a little higher level that you can get, so you can't get out of it. So here's what it is. So what is the reason that we fall into it? Okay, so now we'll explain these words. Why does Rebbe says ki achshav? What does achshav mean? So achshav post means the golas. Or achshav means achshav, where the golas is of so long in Malchus Roimi, right, what is now Europe, America, achshav, it's just a little bigger golas. Okay, right, that's cool. But why is the Rebbe say achshav? I want to say beveno sein orab. Because there are things that are called avera, big avera. That really kills a guy. You lose your Chein. You can't connect to the Chein of Kedusha when you have an avera. Blackens you out. The clip is all the various person blackened out his understanding. Just can't get it, right? But there's things called avera saying no rabbit. Not a big avera. Small ones. Small ones. Which means yes, multiple. Well, just a lot of times you do it. Right. All the tivus we fall into, the way we live, and we eat and drink, and we're busy with that, and you just connect to those. Connect to the Chein of your bracha. It's too plain. I want to focus. So, but when it's saying or rabbin, right, it's you're not using everything, just plain things you're doing, small of which you're not working on. This is what breaks the Chein. This is what fills it. Now, Chein is gematria, noiga. Klippas noiga is the Chein HaSheker. Hashem made it in this world. There's something covering up. Like this world where you see the sun, the moon, the stars. You see the Daim Tzameh Chaim Medaber. It's a beautiful thing. Hashem's making it. No, but it's all covered up with a hoid that Hashem is mashra on the Haisei Mashra,
Dwelling.
No, it's like there's like the look world has, it's morning, it's nice, it's share a beauty in the other world. Looks like a beautiful world, what a beautiful world. See the sunrise, Okay. But Hashem made it look like Torah, and it's hiding Hashem from you. For us, you would always be connected to Hashem. So that's Klippas Noiga. It's the way the world is made, Klippas Noiga. And that's what is in all kosher things. There's a Klippas Noiga we have to break through. The Klippas Noiga means Halo Asachein. The Klippas Noiga goes away completely when there is seichel. There's something you're working on. And Rebbe teaches us in this lesson how to hold on, get to that seichel, and how to hold on to plain seichel, which is Chein, even if you don't get to the big part. This is very important. Now the thing starts, where the Rebbe starts right in the beginning over here. So again, so it says achshav first means achshav means whatever's going with your life now, problems you have, the fights you have, the thing that you can't find, the Rabbeinu, you can't find the Eitzah, you can't find what you're looking for. Achshav also means what you're doing now. Achshav, what you're doing right now. Like you're not waking up, not waking yourself up to that. Actually means the type is the small things you do. But when he's saying a rabbim, I'm talking about small, which makes the feel as Chein, which Chein, charm, is Klippas Noiga. That's what it is. There's Chein the Kedusha, which is Emunah. Chein, which is not of Kedusha, stops them when it adds Klippus Leg. That's Sheker Chein. So after when it's in the Rabbah, the Chein v'Chashivas Amiti, starting with Chein, and it should bring up you clearly Chashivas. Nofal, this is the truth. It's Nofal. Achshav Chein, Achshivas v'Chein Etzla. Okay, what kind of Chein do they have? Here's started first Chashiv. You market it, you make a Chashiv. You go, you can sell anything. Any lie, you can sell, you can do anything. Everybody knows that. All these people, they know just anything. They got some guy, somebody's going to buy it. Yeah, 1 million people buy it, I'm all right. Through 1,000 people, that's my crowd, they got it. You mix up the world already. This is what it goes on. The Torah tells us the truth. And they make a chashivas shasheka. They say that you can be a drunk, you can be a baltav, you can be a balavera. No, you go to jail. What are you mixing up? They make it big. They make us. We say there's nothing in this sugar, and we got to get out of it. We're supposed to kaddish us with our mitzvahs. What is kedusha about? Kedusha is about they supposed to kaddish us and save us from the mud, from a thing. They can take anything. They take something which is ugly, stinky, mechuar, terrible, maus. I say that.
Gross.
Huh?
Gross.
Gross. I don't know what it is. Okay, it's terrible, and they make it chocolate cover with some cream on top with a cherry. And you're gonna eat it. If you just lick it a little bit, get out of it. But if you bite into it, this is you're talking about. It's terrible. And that's the world we are in. That's our problem. So that's means that the Shiva, the Chein v'Chashivas Amiti v'Chashivas v'Cheinu Etzlam. Which means that a nice city and a nice university. I think years ago, we used to talk to people. We were so poor and so nothing. And it's big, we still have that. The kids, young guys fall into this thing. And people go their whole life, go away with running after something which is like nothing. You want to say, go to college, make money, And few people know it. I enjoy the Eibush, I enjoy Torah. These things, just to make a living. There's a lot of ways to make a living, but I should stay stuck with the Kedusha. Okay, so now you got the idea what Chein v'Chashivas is. Now let's go to the first line. So the Rebbe says, through Torah, you're misala the Tefillah and the Chein v'Chashivas, which means that Torah has to bring you the Tefillah. Without Tefillah, the Torah still, you don't know that Torah has to bring you to something. You don't know there's a Chein around. Tefillah makes the Chein. The Tefillah is Malchus the Kedusha. Here you hear the Chein opens up with you. Now you're down to Eibush, you have a charm, you have the Chein. You have to be Male and Meroimim. There's two languages here also. You notice that? Nis'ale v'Nisroimim. B'fnei kol mi shetzrichen heim beruchteim b'kashmi. Nis'ale means the beginning. The point at which a munah becomes a charm and start pulling. But you have to pick it up further. Which is the Chein of every mitzvah I'm doing. The Chein of the levush of the yid, the Chein of the way you talk. The Chein of Torah, it's the plain Chein of what you have for sure. Look at that Chein, enjoy it. Bring it in Nis'ale, then Nisroimim, and then further and further. That's the Chein of the Torah. That's the Chein of the Chiddush of the Torah. The sweetness of the Torah. It's like level after level. Because this becomes later, Staklis v'Seichel Kol Dover. But over there, it's like a big Seichel. There's like a place which is like in the middle. Right? There's a place which is night, nothing, it's dark. But you're starting up, and the night gets small, or you're picking up, right? Nisroimim. And then there's light of the day, which is already Seichel. Before it's called Chein, after that's called Seichel, but it's all one. Because the Chein is a smaller Seichel, a Seichel is a bigger Chein. And that's the Chein. That's a Lerich Motz Chein Bein Hashem. The person has the Parashat Rav Kivak of Breslev says there's Chein Bein Hashem. The whole thing is works about Chein. And it's Tzadikim and it's firm, you'll find the Kivak of Breslev in the beginning about Chein. And Rebbe starts with this thing. Through Torah and Tefillah, you're going to pick up the Chein. These are the three pillars of Avodas Hashem. Now, Rebbe says that The Chein Shiur Yisrael Nisa b'fnei kol mi shetzrichen hein beruchni hein begashmi. We can learn over here Pshat asks why he says begashmi, so that means askonis, right? Begashmi is askonis. I have a charm, and whatever I do, it's my friends, and thank you so much. Give regards, You like that guy, you go. So why is it begashmi? So it looks like again that's only begashmi. Well, wait a minute. Why is it beruchni? What are mixing ruchni and gashmi together? Why are mixing together? Is it hein? Beruchni and begashmi. What is chein beruchni? It doesn't mean tefillah. Or does it just means what we explained? Picking up the chein haruchni, right? Which is like said of Vodas Hashem. How does it help begashmi? Right? Okay, so here we can understand very clearly. He's throwing us the whole thing over here. That if you move yourself into the Chein Kedusha, right? Beruchni, it changes things begashmi also. Of course, you change. Now you find Chein Hashem, so you're gonna get what you want. Now, we have it in very many things. Because the Rebbe wants to teach us this lesson over here about the Stakus B'Seich Shekol Dor. That the Ruchni is always shaded on the Gashmi. It's connected. Tefillah helps. If you look in the Seichel of a thing, the dinam go away. Everything works out different. You do your job of Ruchni, it changes the Gashmi. This is like the thing of called Pnimius HaSeich Shekol Dor. What is called Pnimius HaSeich Shekol Dor? There's Chiur Chedekis in the thing. Eibush is in this thing, right? That means that this Gashmi thing is connected to Ruchni. That's the main lesson over here. That's what Rebbe says right in the beginning of it. And Hein means one, Hein, Achas. Hein, but like he says, it's all connected. If you keep up picking up the Hein, but Shiva Shal Yisrael, everything will change your life. Now we can see it in daily life also. So he can't get up for davening. He doesn't like his job, it doesn't work. He's wasting his time. There's no meaning in life. That's begashmi. So this is going to change your whole gashmi. Dude, there's something I'm serving Hashem there. You get the light in it. It changes everything. You're not happy because you're a big wrestler, you're a big Rebbe Hashem, but you don't believe in Hashem at all. You don't believe in mitzvahs. But you want something you're searching for, but you don't get down to the level of Chein. So you're missing out on the whole thing. That's what's missing over here. So that's why he explains first over here. Torah brings the Tefillah. With Tefillah, you stop being mis'ala, and here's where you're going up. You're going up and up and up. Now we can understand why the Rebbe brings this pasuk, which gives us a picture of something which catches you. It's a charm, and you just can't separate. You go along. You can't separate yourself. You go further and further on. And as we have in the story of Rabbi Shiur ben Levi, right? Which the Torah makes this change. That the koyach of a Torah gives a chein on a person that has a charm of kedusha. It forgets about all his problems. It forgets about everything. He's running after this chein of kedusha. That's what the Gemara says. That Torah is malach chein on a Talmud Chochem who has problems getting along with people. No, since Beruchni is really close to Hashem, he puts a chein of kedusha into other people. He changes them. The main point over here, we have to build on the Mamre Zohar, because this thing, the question is, why did the Rebbe bring this pasuk, which is really talking about two animals that don't want a deer, right? And what's the Gemara darshanus in this pasuk? Okay, so from the Zohar Kodesh, it's very clear that there's a code called Ayeles Ilse Kadisha. Malchus is the Kedusha, right? Pumas Malchus is the Kedusha. We can't explain these things very deep. We know it's Tikkun Rachel, Tikkun Leah. At night it's split into two. It's not. And there's the morning it becomes the Ilse Kadisha. In the beginning it's like a call like it's like an Indian of the Mal Malchus. From Chesed, And we get the dark at night. It's dark. The Shekhinah, has light in the day. It has light also at night. It's a different way. We're very close to Hashem at night more because the Emunah is our army and Aveda. But we have to pick up the Emunah, right? We're mal and at night, the Emunah goes down and down and down. From Marav, you don't Marav, you push the Emunah down, you go down. But it doesn't mean how to have any meaning in our life just unless you feel it. What you get it's the way the world works. That's why you have to go to sleep and just give yourself over to Hashem. No questions, because not time for understanding. This night means it can happen day also, but it's the Seder. The Seder of picking up Malchus means called Ha'ilsa Kadisha. Ayeles Ahovim, Ya'alas Chein. Ayeles Ahovim means the Shekhinah, which Ayeles Ahovim, which Hashem loves it. Hashem wants to pick up the Shekhinah in the morning. First, you have to have Ya'alas Chein. You have to pick up the Shekhinah. In the morning, it becomes the Shekhinah gets picked up, right? It becomes a Yichud, Shavuot Shechinte. At night, it's a connector of the day. Whatever. This union of night and day is called Ayeles Ahovim B'Ya'alas Chein, as we will see in the Zohar. The point is, now we understand what Aliyas HaChein really is. When the Rebbe brings the Gemara thing and the Pasuk, right? And we still have questions. Why did he bring this thing? That's Malachin. So that's why the Torah is called Yalas Chein. I mean, Torah is Malachin. Okay, the Gemara said the Torah is. Can you elaborate more? Can you explain more? This is what I explain. Bring to that Pasuk. Which anyway, you're asking why did Chazal darshan such a pasuk? Why exactly this pasuk? That's not the pasuk taj, The answer is something deeper in it, and that deeper is in the word deserve, because we're talking about Aliyas HaShekhinah from the Choshech. It's like Rosh Chodesh. It's dark. You got to start again. The Shekhinah just goes down and down, down. What happens when the Shekhinah is low? You don't feel the pain. That's exactly the point. What's the beginning of it going out? Start feeling the pain, which is like the thing of Chatzos was called. Which is this, which I'm starting to pick myself up, which is La'alas HaChein, from the lowness. And what do we have to do at night? Chatzos, Tefillah, and Torah and Tefillah. Then in the morning, there's Gala, the Seichel for the Shachar, which is Tefillah and Seichel. So in other words, the Rebbe shows us here the key, which opens the whole door. Now you get all this. See the Memorials are exact that you learn after the Torah at night to pick up the Shekhinah. So now we understand what the whole picture in the beginning is. What this Torah is, that how the Torah, which means that goes in Torah, which is small, you're going to pick it up. You started Torah b'koyach, as we'll see further on. You're raising the order of the Emunah HaKadosh. You're making it applicable. You're applying it to more things. It's going to grow, grow, and grow. No. It's going to grow and grow. And it's going to be the light of the day, which is Likutei Moharan. Likutei in the morning is also Yir of Chesed, and it's Chein. We have the level of Chein at the beginning. Now just to finish the Shiur today. We'll learn the first piece today. Just to understand further on, it explains how a person has to look at the Seichel of Kedusha. It's a great light. It's out of this world. It's a light of Chochmah, which makes you light. You see everything differently. Rebbe says, but sometimes you can't hold on that light all the time. So what should you do? So he said, you need nun. Not like a school has, you need nun. Rebbe said that nun is less lemegarmo, klum. It's a levona which doesn't have a light. What do you mean that? What does it mean that? So we have a lot of things we have to understand. To be kind of the Torah, I have to know. The main eitzah is this thing that if I can't hold on into the oil of Seichel Likutei, I have to hold on into Chinas Malchus Levana. What do I do? Okay. So now we'll learn now. I think it's very clear. Rebbe doesn't have to explain what we have to do. Why didn't he explain it? He says it's Malchus Likutei, it's Levana, it's less than a Gamma Klum. So what do I have to do? And then he says that this is the whole fight between the Yetzer Tov and the Yetzer Hara. Your whole Yetzer Hara is that you don't attach to Seichel. Your whole Yetzer Tov is looking at Seichel. And he said, I can't attach to Seichel, so how am I supposed to do it? Attach to Chein. What is Chein? Be like the moon. Yeah, like the moon, dark. Sometimes they're very light, but in the middle, I don't know how to do anything. So what is this being the moon? What does it mean to Les Lemigar Moklim? Okay. We'll just remind first what Rav Nachman says, Mavur and that the whole thing of being like the moon means if you have a big circle, right, which means that you're Machayim Malchus Kedusha, right? But with das, right? So then you go down, you have no circle at all, right? So you don't do anything. No, you have to give Chiyas from Malchus. You have to watch to have a circle. That's the type of it. People looking have to concentrate on what Rav Nachman says, and you see that that's the message. The message is no way to say you can't look at Seichel, you don't need Seichel, you need Simson. That's not the Taisha. And if we start touching the Kutamana, everything like that, there are people that do that, you're missing out the whole thing. Every lesson you're going to miss. Every Sikh and every Torah, it's not for me, I don't know how to do it. So we wash ourselves from that. Why don't we try to learn everything on the inside, whatever Rebbe teaches us, search together. I'm just opening up a little understanding. You have to look more and more. But Rav Nachman explains it very, very clearly, very clear. There's a seichel that's a big life. But what does a person do? He can't learn. Waste his day. There's a day of a bris, he says. There's a day of trips. There's a day of you have to work. What are you going to do? He says, you have to be mayor your seichel with some life, because less than you have to wake up them on it. So that's attaching with the other side of the other Chein, right? Chenas Malchus. Okay, so you see the things is attaching. Chenas Malchus is the other side of the other Chein. And now we know what it is. In other words, he's saying, I don't have to explain what it is. Why did you explain? I don't have to explain why. Because I already explained it in the beginning of the Torah. But before I explained you have to look at Seichel, I already explained first you have to do the Chein. I did it that way. I taught it to you that way. So after that, you don't understand. Of course, you have to build up your Chein. It should become, which is push the Seichel, it should become very strong light. You get there, you don't get there. Take the light you have. So in other words, now we understand how the Chein we're talking at the beginning of the Torah is connected to the next Chein. It's the beginning of it. And it's the Malchus, the Kedusha, which is the point that we have to connect to at all times. Maybe we should be Mekayim, stop living with this Torah, search together, the Chaburas sit together and learn it again and again till we get down to live with the Torah of the Rebbe. We have to be in the tile with the Torah, we have to lalechas with the Torah, we have to live with the Torah. Live with this, it's not so hard, it changes completely. Bring us in a big light, bring us into Koyach Yetzer Tov, bring us in Chaim Tov, Mr. Amen.